Hello everybody, I'm come here in the park in Kashpashi, and I made a short trip by my bicycle, and it takes around 1 or 2 hours to reach here. And so today's topic is about my journey in my head. I always made a great journey in my head when I was 20s or around 30 years old. And but as advancing my meditation, I really immerse myself into my imagination. I'm a meditator, amateur meditator, and I do consistently meditation, and meditation influence my mind to be here and now, the present moment. And so as you know, in the present moment, we can just breathe the air around us and just observe things happening around us. And there is nothing illusion or imagination we produce in our head. So our imagination keeps us from being here and now, and so to be here and now, we have to forget our imagination. But when I was young, I always immersed myself into my imagination, and I made a great trip in my head. I went to New York, Paris, London, Beijing immediately in my head, and I didn't need any ticket or preparation for my journey because it is just my imagination. And so I was always satisfied with my imagination. And in my head, I made a so colorful, beautiful landscape, like Provence in France, and I made a great chatting with Van Gogh, and I was a friend. I was a friend with Van Gogh or Monet, or as a great artist. I was a friend of James Joyce or Dostoevsky, and I made a conversation with them, and it was and I was satisfied with the conversations, and but it is just my imagination. And I went to Osaka City to watch movie, but I didn't do that because my imagination told me stop watching movie, because my imagination was more enjoyable rather than watching movies. And I love watching movies, but my imagination is more enjoyable than watching Hollywood movies or French movies or Japanese movies. And those movies are made by others, but my movies, my imagination were made by me. I could control everything by myself, and I made a romantic relationship in my head with ideal woman. It's cheap, but and those imaginations. So I wanted to be a great artist, great author like James Joyce or Dostoevsky, and I was a great artist, author, and those imaginations produce a lot of dopamine and oxytocin, and I felt so good. I was satisfied with my imagination because I was a great artist, and I could make a great journey in my head. I could go to New York, London, Paris, Beijing, Seoul, and I could go anywhere I wanted to go. And so there are a lot of mosquitoes. So those mosquitoes irritate me, and so yeah. Anyway, but my strong imagination deeply connected with my illusion or paranoid mind, and I had ill-minded perspective, and I assumed myself unnecessary guy, unnecessary man, and I assumed myself as a I assumed myself as a unnecessary man, and I was not important man for me, and and I didn't need any friends. I didn't have any friend except one who is my best friend, and but I didn't have any friends, and my imagination was my best friend, and the environment ruined my whole ability, and my imagination affected whole my communicative abilities, and I couldn't make a proper conversation with people, and I often said some strange things, and people was surprised with me because I said very strange things, and probably you are very probably you would be surprised with me because of my behavior, and my strong imagination affected whole my communicative ability. I couldn't make a proper conversation with others, and because I was disinterested in people, and I didn't care about people living in poverty, living in hardship. I didn't care about people working at a company, and I didn't care about every people living in this world. But I was interested in only my imagination, and so it affected my behavior. I was so arrogant because of my imagination. In my imagination, in my journey, in my head, I was strong man, I was great author, artist, and so those imagination affected me, and I was so arrogant in real world. The people felt uncomfortable with me because of my behavior, and as I advanced in my meditation, and I learned gradually how to communicate with others and how to regard myself so as a social animal. I wasn't a social animal, but I was isolated from society, and so I wasn't a social animal, social human being, but I was just imaginary human beings. And it's very cheap. And but I gradually learned how to behave in the society, or how to regard myself in the real world. And our cognition can be made overnight, but we have to make our cognition each day, and we have to nurture our perspective each day. And so we have to be careful about food we habitually take, and we have to be careful about our drinks and our habits. And so when do you wake up in the morning? And so we should wake up at same time each day, and we have to make our proper habit, because our habit make our perspective and our cognition. Our cognition can't be made overnight, but we have to nurture our cognition. Our food, our habit create our cognition, our perspective. And my miso soup, my cycling trip make my cognition. And I believe myself having a healthy cognition now, because I'm in remission. I'm very positive despite having a tight budget, because my healthy cognition let me think about something positively. I sometimes get depressed, but recovery is soon, and because of my habit. And so today's topic is about my journey in my head. I was a great traveler in my head, but it wasn't healthy. And I had to learn a lot of things in the real world, and I had to be persecuted by others because I made them uncomfortable. I hurted them because of my strong imagination. So meditation matters for our lives, and meditation leads us into the here and now, the present moment. And so in conclusion, doing consistent meditation make our perspective. And from now, I go to the library in Kashibashti. So thank you for watching. Please thumbs up and subscribe this channel. Thank you.